my viewers is the Formulas Online Mathematics. So this evening we are going to be looking at a very simple topic which we are all conversant with. First of all, the formula is a mathematics teacher, statistics, further mathematics, and economics teacher. So we are going to be looking at a very simple topic this evening, and the topic is variation. Now, what is variation? Variation is a branch of mathematics, or is a topic in mathematics that deals with the relationship between two or more variables. And we have four types of variation, which are namely direct variation, inverse variation, joint variation, and lastly we have the partial variation. So each of these variations will be treated and is going to come in series, and questions on them will be completely solved. We are going to take many questions on each of these topics in variation. But the first part of variation we are going to be looking at is the direct variation. And what is direct variation? So direct variation is trying to measure the impact or the relationship between two variables. It's telling us that if one variable changes in a given manner, to what extent will the other variable change? So when we talk about direct variation, we equally call it the direct proportion. Direct proportion when two or more variable changes in the same direction. Maybe increase in x bring about increase in y, increase in w bring about increase in c. So we can now say that s and y or w and z are directly proportional. Now we have a question on the board, but before we can solve any direct variation problem, we must know what are the processes involved or what are the steps involved. Step number one, we must be able to express the relationship that we have been given, or the statement we have been given. We must put it in mathematical form, number one. Then number two, we are going to remove the proportionality sign, and we are going to introduce the constant. We are going to introduce the constant of proportionality with our equality sign. Then step three, we solve the equation to remove the constant of proportionality. Then we insert this into the original relationship for it to have what is known as what now the connection between the variables. Now let us start with a particular question. If you look at the board, you are going to see that a question was given, and what is the question telling us? That given that y minus 4 varies directly as the square of s, if s is 7 and if y is 7 and s is 1, we are told to find the value of y when s is 3. Like I said before, there are many things we need to do before we can solve a given problem. First of all, we need to express this guy in a mathematical way. How do we do that now? We just say solution. We come here and write that y minus 4 varies. This is the sign of variation, or what we call the proportionality sign. So y minus 4 varies directly, or is directly proportional to what? To what? The square of s. So we write s and we put square on it. So this is what this question is telling us. Now, like I said before, this is the first step. For we to move on to the second step, all we need to do is very, very simple. We just introduce our proportionality sign. Let us introduce our constant of proportionality. We need to remove this guy. And to remove this guy, then we need to do two things now. We need to invite our equality sign and introduce our constant. So having said that, now we can write that guy as y minus 4 is equal to c s squared, where this c is our proportionality constant, or the constant of proportionality. Now all we need to do from here now is to solve this equation for c. Let us get the value of c. So to get the value of c now, we just come here that y minus 4 is c s squared. Now in this situation like this now, if I divide both sides by s squared and divide here by s squared, this into this, we are going to see that c is equal to y minus 4 all over what now? S squared. Now we need to come to the question. Now if you can see, we were given the value of y and the value of s. So all we need to do is to introduce the value of y and s into this particular place and simplify so that we can have our constant of proportionality. So if I do that now, it's very, very obvious that y is 7 and s is 1. So if I put the value of both y and s into this place, now we are going to have our value for the constant of what? Proportionality. So C will now be y. What what is y? Y is given as 7 minus 4 all over s. What is s? S is given as 1 square. So this is going to be 7 minus 4 is 3 over 1. 1 square is 1. Therefore, C is going to be 3. And when C is 3 now, all we need to do is to put C back into this equation. Then we are going to have what is known as the relationship connecting what now the two variables. So when we do that, we are going to have something like y minus 4 is equal to C s squared. And what is C? C is 3. So we are going to have y minus 4 is the same thing as 3s squared. So we are going to have something like this. Now this particular man we have seen now is what we call the relationship between what now? The variables. So this is the relationship. Now we are not looking for this now, but rather we are told to find the value of y when s is 3. What will y be when s is 3? Because the concept of variation is telling us that when we are given a value of a given variable, we can from that value predict the value of any of the variable that is involved in that connection. So all we need to do is to put the value of s as 3 into this place so that we can get the value of y. So when we do that now, when s is 3, y is unknown. So let us put s as 3 into this place to get y. So we are going to have y minus 4 is equal to 3 brackets 3 squared. So we are going to have y minus 4 is 3 into 3 squared is 9. So 1 minus 4 is 3 times 9 is 27. So when we collect like terms, y is 27 plus 4, 31. So therefore, we are going to have that y is 31, which is the value for what now? Which is option number A. My viewers, this is the much you can take in this episode. In our next class, we are going to take more complex questions on this particular topic. Thank you.